Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start out with a real quick cleanup, and let me show you how I do this. I kind of got started without you, but what I do is I start from the bottom and I take all my stuff out. What I usually do is look at this bottom mat, which I already washed it, but I could pan that separately and see if there's any gold in it and how far gold has migrated down the box. But it's kind of hard to do with one hand. But what I do is I just keep my carpets small so they're easy to handle and they're not heavy. And I'm going to go set this up so you can watch. Keep my carpets smaller than my washout carpet. That's a little bit. Oh, second carpet definitely showing gold. I don't know if this little camera is going to pick it up. You notice I take a little more care in cleaning up these head carpets because I make sure to bend them back and forth and in all directions And that's why I like keeping my carpet small and easy to handle and very lightweight. Okay. And now there's the nugget trap sticking out. And maybe we'll just let that go, I don't know. Oh no, it's jammed up. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I got it. You want to see the nugget? What I'm doing over here. This is a nugget trap right here. I can see I got welding rod, more welding rod, more welding rod. That's exactly where it should be, because I was scraping dirt up off the parking lot over by the shop, and I haven't ever cleaned this out yet. No big nuggets today. You see them right away. Maybe. Trying to clean out the cap of another trap. Got to make sure I wash these corners out, because I can see this back corner here has still got gold washes in it. Now that everything's gone, I don't know if this camera will. You see it up in there? It's not much, but it just hangs up. Okay, some of you might have noticed I put this hardware cloth over the top end of my sluice box, and I've welded these uprights here to keep it from collapsing down on top of the carpet and causing things to pack up, creating a void under there with only 1/8 inch minus material getting in there. I learned that from watching those dredgers. You know, well, long before any of that was on TV, way back in the day, I met dredgers and looked at how dredges worked and thought, why can't that work for me? And it dramatically increased my recovery, especially on really fine micron gold. I get 200 minus gold with this system I use, which I never even knew I had. You know, never knew there was that much of it until I started doing that. Now, I usually reject any new ideas and stuff like that until they prove themselves, and then I embrace them. And now I'm a firm believer in screening off the top end of your box just to keep oversized rocks from pounding on that fine dust. And you see, I got nuggets here. This is a real nuggety area. It's common to find pea-size and even marble-size nuggets. So you've got to have openings in your trommel that can at least go. I go 5, you know, 1/2 to 5/8 of an inch holes, with primarily 1/4 inch holes. So mostly fine gold, but there is that occasional nugget, and you certainly don't want to miss out on an oversized nugget. But at the same time, you don't want to pound all that gravel through the top of your box, spreading that gold further and further down the box. So I like to reset my box immediately after I clean it out. I clean it out. The carpets never lay around. None of this stuff ever lays around. It's always in the box, ready to use. That way it doesn't get contaminated or damaged or lost or bent, or any number of bad things can happen to your riffles and carpets, especially grease contamination. So I always leave my box either set up or ready to clean up. Now I'm going to do the same thing down here, just a little bit bigger scale. This was my original sluice box, and it's just too much concentrates. Holy crap! By the time I get all the concentrates out of here, I have at least a whole 5-gallon bucket, or maybe even more, and I just don't need it. So I went to a smaller box, and now I buy this laundry detergent just because of the buckets are perfect, and it fills one of them about 3/4 of the way up, and that's all that I'll have in this when I'm done. And that'll be about 4 or 5 pans, because I don't do big pans, but I'll just pan that, and I'll pan it twice, and then that's it. I don't need anything else. And at the end of the year, I'll rework all my panning tailings. I got some better stuff now. I like this better. I like these real fine ribs for panning concentrates. This big pan, I like to just pan into it. You know, safety pan. So let's go get a scoop of dirt. I'm just going to go ahead and classify down to 8. Right off the bat. Okay, I got to save the nuggets, because, save the gravel to pan the gravel for the nuggets. So that goes in. Oh my gosh, look at the iron. Holy, screw. more welding rod, but I mean, wow. I wonder if a lot of this isn't from that scoop of dirt by the shop that's all cutting torch slag or something. That's a lot of iron, but that's a good sign that my my stuff is catching the heavies. Let's see now. So I'm going to just do one pan, and then I'll put it on time lapse, because who wants to watch 20 minutes of panning? You just want to see how much gold it got. And so do I. Pretty exciting. It's the first run at the new mill site. I ran some parking lot dirt, and then I went up on the hill and got some regular pay dirt, but not the primo. I kind of got some top material, but it's right there, you know, the top of the pay dirt. So, or a lot of heavy stuff here, lots of heavy. It's all iron. It's kind of why I wanted to do a cleanup, because I kind of just contaminated my whole system by taking that dirt over there by the shop. But I got gold showing up right back here. I don't know, the camera won't pick it up, but I can see it here. I got gold all over here. So that's what you want to do when you're panning. Is I don't care about this. This is light. I watch what's going on back here. So I got safety pan in place. I'm going to pan this down pretty fast, but there's a fair amount of fine gold in here. You notice I'm not letting the water come up here and mess with this. I just let the water stay down below. I keep it about 2/3 the way up, and then shake it all down, and then get it on an angle. Stop, let it freeze. Now it's just like cement. Everything is stopped in there. You can pour the water off. Now you can start to float the light stuff off the front of the pan. Like I say, don't disturb this back half, because you have gold right below the surface here. Now I'm looking a lot more up here too. I'm working this down really slow for you to watch. I don't know, I'm not a panning instructor. I'm not a teacher. I'm just showing you with a technique that works for me. And I don't like to waste a lot of time panning, because I'm not trying to get, and I'm spilling gold right there's gold right there. It's gone over the edge. I know I've spilled it. So that's when I want to stop. And I literally go until I can see gold spilling over the edge, and then I know I've got it worked down as far as I can. Now see, there's the first little reveal. So I haven't taken a magnet or nothing to this, so it's just right out of the box, and this is just and I'll sit right there and just try to wash that gold out, and it'll just stay in there. See that? Okay, so I'll work it down to this point and literally try to wash that gold out. And then I'll put it over here in my little collector pan. Boy, look at how fine that is. There's easy 200 mesh gold there. Easily 200 mesh. So this little pan will just sit over here and hopefully not get spilled. And now I'm going to put on time lapse so you can just catch up. I'll show you the gold, the final results. Wow. I got lots of micron floating around in here, so hate to mess with it anymore now that I got this micron floating around and I don't have any soap. But I brought down 10 yards and I probably ran 6 or 7 of them, and I'm thinking there's going to be 5 or 6 grams in there, but we'll put it on the scale and find out. Get her dried out. It's pretty good showing for less than a truckload. So that last pan was tailings. You notice I didn't put a scoop in and screen it down. I just dug right into my safety pan down here. I know I've been spilling gold over the edge trying to reduce this because I'm going to pan it twice anyway, but I've spilled quite a bit. Quite a bit of black sand here. Quite a bit, more than I'm used to. So maybe that has to, maybe this is richer material. Because there's certainly a lot of iron. Dirt by the shop was a big mistake. There was a big pile of dirt over there, and it looked like somebody had hauled a sample down. It was really red, rusty material. It didn't look like garbage, it looked like ore. And when I scooped it up, I definitely scraped part of the parking lot with it, where there's been lots of metal fab happening over there. And I've got about 57 pieces of royal welding rod. All this iron crystal didn't come from over there. There's lots of iron crystal. There's shards off the blade. I'm finding out I like to run the plant in the morning because the sun is over on my to the south of me, it's on my left. And in the afternoon, like from 2 o'clock on, the sun is straight out in front of me. It's really hard to see and pretty miserable. So here's a couple pickers. Nice. Not much gold in this one, but there's 1, 2. Real iron stained, covered with rusty, oxidized looking stuff, but I'll put them over there. When it gets down to this point, oh, and it's floating, so gonna have to get the magnet. I have to use a magnet and get some soap. I don't have any soap. Oh, there's another picker. I bet I find something in the rocks. Another nice, I would say that match head, half a match head size nugget there. So all the gold is really coarse in the sense that it's not worn, not had much action on it to cause it to be smooth. This is it. This is the big one. This is the last. This is the last pan load of concentrates out of the tub. So we always know that the. Oh shoot! I didn't put my screen in there. What am I thinking? It's okay. We'll fix it. All right. That's why you got to have 17 gold pans when you try to do anything. What the hell was that? I think I just threw a nugget out. I'll have to check that with the metal detector. Oops. Pretty heavy. Third riffle down. That's a good sign. Oh yeah, we're going to have a nice reveal. I can see here, this is going to be the best pan of the bunch. Yep. Well, we'll go to the fine riffles. And, well, no, it's probably about the same. Maybe a little better, but... yeah, it's the best. I'd have to say it's the best pan. Which it should be. Now we'll take this one. Oh yeah, this is about as clean as I'm gonna get it right now without losing as much as I keep, but maybe we could get some clear water. Nope. I don't know if the camera will show this, but I went up and got some high grade. It's just, I don't know if you can see the color change between this and that. This is my top gravels, lower grade, running about like 70, 80, 100 yards to the ounce. Where this is the high grade. This is all broken up bedrock right off the bottom. And I just don't know if this camera can show the color difference in that material. Well, I've drug this thing out again, but now before I can use it, I've got to make the changes. Seems to me they put the rubber on the inside, and that was a bad move. That rubber should be on the outside. This just made a pocket for, look what's happening in there, and it's tearing on the other side over there. And of course, to work on that, I've got to pull the grizzly off completely. And this has no give to it. And that's why this is getting stuck in here. If this had a little bit of a spring to it, a little kickback, that would make all the difference in the world. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of a spring load on this, resort that rubber out right, put it on the outside, except for maybe that back flap. That's got to probably remain on the inside, but these side pieces are totally stupid. I don't know why they did that. Unless you put a metal strip over the top of it to seal it down, this is exactly what's going to happen. And then there's this problem. This was so aggravating. These rocks, and it's not the conveyor's fault, it's just the nature of the business, that you get these rocks that roll down, roll down, roll down, fall here, boom, and you see the marks when a rock jam, just where that rock fell right now, it jams between that bearing and this right here. So either I got to put some sort of hubcap on there. That's what I was thinking of, putting a disc on there that would keep the rocks from getting locked, and they would just get rejected otherwise. But I want to keep rocks away from here altogether. It's a tough part of the design I don't like. Some kind of shielding has to be, because I mean, every couple of scoops this belt is stopping and you're off the machine and over here trying to fix this, and you know, that's not productive. Every time you have to stop and fix a rock jam is not productive. So if you've seen my other videos earlier, I used this last year. But this is the other big problem, rock jams. Look at the scarring from the rocks that get jammed in here somehow. I've got to get some sort of shielding to keep the rocks from getting jammed in here. This is the only spot that doesn't have a problem. If they would have put a solid wheel like that, a solid deal, but this is made to reject dirt when it gets stuck in it. That's why they make it that way. So a couple more hours of fixing, and then I'm thinking I might just make a whole different grizzly. This is awfully tight. This is fine for the gold claimer, but I'm probably gonna hook this onto my big trommel, and I could go with a, you know, a 4-inch grizzly, or, you know, 3 to 4 inches. Just looking at that opening down there, you know, 3 inches probably going to be max.
working pretty good. I like it. Using a little bucket, and it's deflecting most of the big rocks. Now I gotta go out there and kind of sort the big rocks out. I like it. If I'm washing the biggest rocks I can, without getting, too bad a rock jam, this is feeding just fine. It's just kind of working its way in there. The more I put in, the more it'll go.
It's working pretty good. I like it. Using a little bucket, and it's deflecting most of the big rocks. Now I got to go out there and kind of sort the big rocks out. But I like it. If I'm washing the biggest rocks I can, without getting too bad a rock jam, this is feeding just fine. It's just kind of working its way in there. The more I put in, the more it'll go.